Hello, JPU family. Welcome to another episode. Guys, listen to this carefully because what we have seen in our parliament recently is a desperate political operation, a calculated hit job by the People's National Party to tear down the Speaker of the House because their own political strategy has collapsed. The title of this video is Why the House Speaker is Being Targeted by the PNP. What we have witnessed in this parliament since Juliet Holness became the House Speaker, it's not about passion, it's not about principle, and definitely not democracy. Because this is about power, and the PNP wants to use the Speaker as their punching bag to distract from their many failures. Before we get into it though, I want to let you guys hear Emily Shields' comment on this a few days ago. Have a listen, guys.
It should have dawned on you a long time ago that this was not going to be an easy parliamentary session. There will be a lot of grandstanding. There will be a lot of attempts to make unstable the position of the Speaker, which is part of the reason I did not agree with Juliet Holness becoming Speaker in this new dispensation. But the decision has been taken, and based on the standing orders, no debate is to be allowed in the House on the person who is nominated and seconded as Speaker. So that is done. So you're gonna choose to either deal with it and deal with the Speaker the way the Speaker is to be dealt with, or we're going to have a 5-year term of political grandstanding at which a lot of the business of the House will not be conducted. There are rules governing how the House is to be managed. The sole responsibility, listeners, for order in the House rests on the Speaker, and that is set out in the rules governing how matters go in the House. So whether you agree with the choice or Speaker or not, and on top of that, the rules actually provide, just in case people don't know, because I hear all sorts of rumblings and back-talking and so forth in the House, the Speaker, based on the standing orders, must be heard in silence. Whenever the Speaker or the chairman rises during a debate, any member then speaking or offering to speak shall sit down, and the House or committee shall be silent so that the Speaker may be heard without interruption. So you will hear during the course of some of the excerpts I will play a lot of rumbling in the background. And you will hear descriptions such as Speaker being autocratic, and it is a breach of democratic principles. The standing orders actually provide that you are to sit and to be quiet when the person who has sole responsibility for order in the House is speaking. So she shouldn't be telling you to sit, and I'm prepared to sit here and wait until you're quiet. It shouldn't be happening. And if it is autocratic, it's because the rules provide for autocracy in the House. So know the rules under which we're operating.
Yes, JPU family. So what Emily Shields said at the beginning of her speech, which is that she didn't think it was a good idea for Juliet Holness to be the House Speaker, I totally agree with her. And I was the first person to say that publicly when Dalrymple had to step down and Juliet Holness assumed the role. I was the first person who made a video and said, Juliet, this was not a good idea. And I said it for a couple of reasons, and I'm going to tell you. And some labor rights disagreed with me strongly, and some agreed with me because they saw where I was coming from. I didn't say that because I thought, like some PNP say, Andrew Holness being the prime minister, she being the speaker, them are a thief or whatever. It wasn't from that standpoint. My reason for saying that it was not a good idea was because Juliet Holness would present, first of all, a problem for her husband being the prime minister, and there would be a problem for us to get anything done in the parliament. Case in point, how many times has the prime minister been put in a position to have to stand up in the parliament and defend his wife? That should not be. The prime minister has enough to worry about. The prime minister has to defend himself enough than to have to defend his wife too in the parliament. Also, I know that the speaker, now being the prime minister's wife, the PNP as we know them, they're going to try and create a problem. They're going to try and prevent, as Emily Shields rightfully said, they're going to create a problem where we can't get anything done as a country because, and some Jamaicans, to be very honest and frank with you, some Jamaicans without any ill will against Juliet feel that there's just something about it, about having the prime minister there as the leader of the country and his wife being the speaker. I mean, it just doesn't sit well with them. I believe Juliet Holness is a smart woman, and I was honestly really shocked when she took the role of being Speaker of the House. Being a member of Parliament, I think, was good enough, but to be on the forefront like that alongside her husband as he served, it can create more problems than it's worth and that it should. So that's my position, and I agree with Emily. That's why I shared it here. So shout out to Emily Shields for that commentary and all the other things that she has said, how the parliament is descending as we see it. And I'm wondering how much we're going to be able to get done. But here's the thing with the PNP. The PNP has not treated any other speaker the way that they are treating Juliet, right? And the PNP didn't wake up one morning feeling patriotic. They didn't suddenly become defenders of parliamentary purity, okay? And I'm talking now about the real reason the PNP is attacking the speaker. They realize something. Every time they create chaos in the parliament, the speaker shuts it down. And without chaos, they have nothing to offer. No plan, no message, no momentum, nothing. They need drama to survive politically. And the speaker is blocking the drama by carrying out the standing orders. So they turn the speaker into a villain. And this is textbook desperation politics. The PNP is trying to make the speaker the scarecrow. The PNP is trying to use the speaker as the new, quote, dictatorship scare tactic, because their old narratives failed. Before the election, they will bawl out the economy a collapse. That failed. The government wicked. That failed. People are suffering. That failed. PNP is ready to lead. That failed. So now they need a fresh villain. And the speaker doing her job is suddenly being painted as a tyrant. JPU family, this is manufactured outrage. Nothing about this is authentic. So why is the timing of what they're doing so suspicious? If you notice, they've always been attacking Juliet in there. But the attacks intensified right after the PNP see how the world is, responding to Jamaica and how the government, frankly, is becoming more popular. Everybody's calling and reaching out to Andrew Holness because they trust him. So the PNP is not getting any momentum out of this, and they cannot think smart in that, listen, we need to be working with the government. Let's all become a part of this whole popularity thing that Jamaica is getting right now. So what does a struggling political party do? They create a distraction. The PNP's struggle is not your average struggle that an opposition party faces. Their struggle seems to be unending. There's no light at the end of the tunnel where this struggle stops, right? The PNP cannot function at this time without chaos. Let's talk the facts here. Every time the speaker enforces the standing orders, the PNP MPs act like somebody thief their breakfast money. Why? Because this order benefits them. The PNP has perfected performance politics. The walkout, the shout down, the fake outrage, the points of order that have no order, and dramatic exit clips ready for social media. But the minute the speaker says, sit, wait your turn, follow the rules, they scream dictatorship as if there are no rules. No, sir, that's not dictatorship. No, ma'am, that is not dictatorship. That is discipline. And the PNP cannot operate under discipline. Their political calculation is very obvious to me. And here's the real plan. Number one, damage the speaker to damage the government. If they can paint the speaker as biased, they can paint her as a dictator, they can paint her as a misfit, as somebody who is just there carrying out a biased agenda because her husband is the prime minister. They can paint the entire system as compromised. And guys, the truth is, that is why I did not think it was a good idea for Juliet Holness to be there. Not that she can't, or that she's illegal there. There's nothing wrong. She's a member of the JLP. She's a duly elected MP. They can put her there, but sometimes not because we can do something, meaning that we should do it. We should think about, what the consequences are. So they build an excuse before the next election. If they lose, it wasn't fair. Parliament silenced us, rally their angry base, because anger is the only fuel the parties seem to have right now. They make noise instead of making policy. It's easier to fight the speaker than to propose solutions for Jamaica. So their posture now in the parliament and how they've been treating the speakers. If you look around the speaker, if you look around social media, you see the PNP operatives and even some bloggers, when they don't really understand the psychology and what's really going on. They have Juliet Holness out there just so mean-spirited and abusive. They have her picture out there saying the nastiest things them about her because they see what the PNP is doing, right? But here why this strategy is likely to backfire on the PNP. Jamaicans are fed up. Jamaicans are fed up of the shouting, the theatrics. They're fed up of the disruption for social media approach. They're fed up of, a party that behaves like the house is a schoolyard. People look at the speaker and say, some sensible people, as someone who's trying to maintain the order of the house. People look at the PNP and say antics, and antics don't win elections. So why is the speaker being targeted? It's simple. Because the PNP needs a villain, because their political strategy depends on chaos, because order exposes their weaknesses, because they have more performance than policy, because the speaker is doing her job. And that job is inconvenient to a party depending on theatrics. This is not principle. This is desperation. JPU family, don't be fooled by the noise. Noise is not leadership. Drama is not governance. And attacking the referee will not turn a losing team into winners. Guys, this is Jamaica Politics Uncovered. Thank you for watching. Make sure you're subscribed. Please give this video a thumbs up. Let me know what you think in the chat. Have a great day.